There's a new court order, which means that for now, lawmakers are not able to access records related to former President Trump's actions on the 6th of January. Those documents were supposed to be turned over today to the House committee investigating the Capitol riot, but a temporary injunction is delaying the document transfer. It also buys the former president more time in his efforts to withhold this information from the probe. He says executive privilege protects him in that case. Nikole Killion is on Capitol Hill to break this all down for us. So, Nikole, what will former President Trump's legal team do with this extra time? What's the strategy, and when can we begin to see some of those documents? When will Congress see those documents, rather?
Yeah, well, this is buying time to buy some more time, right? So in terms of this decision that was issued yesterday, again, this just grants a brief reprieve to the former president's legal team so that they can make formal arguments at the end of this month for a longer delay. And this is a delay that the former president's team wants so that he can pursue an appeal. So that being said, until this issue is resolved, it's unclear when those documents would be released to the committee. Technically, they were scheduled to be released to the committee today, but for this decision yesterday. So as far as the committee is concerned, that they hope that this is perhaps just a brief hiccup in the process because they do want these documents as quickly as possible, and ultimately they believe they will get them.
So just explain exactly kind of what's happening. There will be oral arguments in the case that are set to begin November 30th. What exactly is happening then?
So again, this will be arguments to argue for a longer delay while the former president's appeals process plays out. So like I said, this is kind of asking to buy more time in the process. But, you know, what this judge ruled yesterday was that, you know, these arguments merit some time. We're going to give both sides time to make their arguments. And so until they have that opportunity to do so, then we're putting a pause or a hold on the release of these documents. And again, that was a request from the Trump team. So basically, you know, again, it does stall the process a bit. Again, in the committee's view, they hope that because this has kind of been put on a fast track, that similarly they can get a quick and speedy resolve to it. But as we know, the former president has made clear that he intends to fight this tooth and nail, potentially all the way up to the Supreme Court. So, you know, with each legal battle could come another one, you know, right behind it. So from that standpoint, you know, this could drag out. But in the committee's view, they hope that, you know, this is something that can be resolved swiftly. And they believe, again, that it's important to get those documents.
Former President Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, Nikole, as you know, has failed to produce any documents for the committee since he was subpoenaed back in September. He was supposed to appear before the panel today. What are you hearing from his legal team?
So his legal team has made clear that Mark Meadows remains, in the words of Meadows' attorney, under the instructions of former President Trump with respect to executive privilege. So just like Steve Bannon, this is a similar argument that Meadows and his team is making, is that his communications with the president should be protected by executive privilege. And so from that standpoint, you know, they don't believe that he should turn over these documents that are requested from the committee. But at the end of the day, the committee and the White House isn't buying that. The White House deputy counsel sent a letter to Meadows' attorney this week saying that President Biden has already said that he doesn't believe executive privilege is warranted or justified in this situation. And so the president is not going to grant any type of executive privilege or immunity to Mark Meadows to prevent him from testifying. And then you saw the chairman of the committee, Benny Thompson, issue a very sternly written letter to Meadows' attorney also saying, look, you're out of time. We've asked for these documents. We've asked for you to appear before our committee. You haven't produced anything. You need to do it by today. If not, you could be held in contempt like Steve Bannon.
So speaking of that, as you point out, the House has already referred former Trump advisor Steve Bannon to the Justice Department for potential criminal prosecution for contempt of Congress. But we haven't heard anything yet about that. What sort of pressure is the Attorney General under, and why is it taking so long?
Yeah, so it's been probably about 3 weeks since the House passed that contempt citation against Steve Bannon, referring it to the Justice Department. Obviously, there is a process that it has to go through there in terms of it has to go through the U.S. Attorney, and then it has to be presented potentially to a grand jury. So, there are a number of steps that have to occur there. But look, the committee is trying to stay out of it, from the standpoint of not trying to reach out to the Justice Department. They trust that the Justice Department will do its job in due time, and they're just at this point kind of awaiting that decision. But until it happens, it's really not, in their view, impeding their investigation. Committee members point out that they have already interviewed more than 150 people, and so even though they may have folks like Steve Bannon or Mark Meadows who may not want to cooperate with the committee, they insist that they're still getting a lot of solid information, and they're getting documents from other agencies as well that are assisting with their probe.
All right. Nikole, thank you very much.
You bet.